We've got the engine out, we've got to get the gearbox out, we've got to get the rear wheel, front wheel, handlebars, all that kind of caper. And by the end of play today...
A master is Sam Lovegrove. Motorbike the Engineer won the hearts of the shed, and viewers were buried by his extraordinary talent. It's a James for transforming rust into gold. Captain, obviously, what should be done with that now? Start it up. Yes, with his good friend Henry. Cole looked all across the UK and looking for forgotten devices to bring returning to life with a razor and a kind grin. Sam's adept negotiating abilities made him the spirit of those old barns. Is always one thing you never forget when doing it. There are various boxes available for the resto to fill. Otherwise, with the items off the bike, things are lost. However, in 2020, he abruptly disappeared from the screen, leaving an enigma that had never been made clear exactly what actually took place, and the journey ahead pledges to gradually reveal the truth. Sam Lovegrove, behind the waning spotlight Grove, started working at the Gemini. He developed at the Accident Repair Center. His expertise in motorbike restoration, focusing on intricate engines and uncommon, he immediately gained notoriety for vintage bikes. His capacity to bring numerous devices back to life had dismissed, gaining a great deal of esteem from his classmates. He eventually moved to upscale engineering initiatives, working along with big auto businesses where he was well known for his engineering precision and inventiveness. Is my passion, but I'd like to make something unique, that he revealed in a Classic Bike magazine interview with him. When he met Henry Cole, his life changed. TV producer who is passionate about motorbikes at a London auto show, Cole soon discovered that Lovegrove was not only an exceptional engineer, but he also innate charm that illuminated the Grove created his television with Screen Love. Make their motorcycling show debut alongside Henry. Cole is gaining popularity with his extensive expertise and friendly yes, I think it's pretty great. Fantastic. Everyone will fall in love. We can easily sell this with it. However, he had a talent for dissecting intricate repair procedures into interesting, easily comprehensible stuff that turns the program into a notable triumph on the radio stations. That success opened the door for Buried Under a Shack, where Lovegrove was. Cole searched barns all throughout the United Kingdom and looking for vintage tractors and motorcycles and military vehicles. Affection for Grove, the primary technical position in charge of managing each. Sam has a gift for one area of restoration, Cole stated. I see value in a pile of rust. During a Telegraph interview, the show swiftly gained popularity, as it drawing a sizable fan base because of the pair's. Grove's unquestionable chemistry and Love continued going to show up and find it, fix it, drive it, and disorderly and junk further solidify his standing as a restoration specialist. He attracted special notice for repairing a Triumph Bonneville for documentation time, a project that was commended by the sector, but also sparked debate involving a few seasoned engineers denounced him for allegedly putting speed ahead of craftsmanship. Lovegrove brushed the allegations aside, claiming that every aspect was carefully managed as opposed to reduce his popularity by focusing mainly on the drama. Increased interest among the public and his genuine degree of talent, and the reputation that accompanied it. Extreme pressure. As reported by a few of sources, Lovegrove declined requests to host his own solo performances to carry on collaborating with Henry Cole, fostering speculation that he was reluctant to emerge from behind his close companions. I work as a team with Shadow Henry, therefore there's no must alter, the Lovegrove previously expressed. Motorcycle News commended his choice by supporters for their devotion, although some, according to reports, producers thought he was ignoring a significant chance to become an independent star. Speculative escalated after an unnamed journalist stated that Lovegrove had a history of conflict with a producer instead of the artist direction of the purportedly Buried and Shed, advocating for increased attention to repair as opposed to amusement, even though there isn't any hard proof to support the assertion that the tale merely strengthened his mystique and further enhanced his convincing in the public's perspective. Grove was asked to display his love restoration initiatives at the the UK's Motorcycle Museum, where he refurbished Norton Commando 750, which was Motorcycle News praised it as a technical masterpiece. The occasion brought in hundreds of admirers and signaled a turning point in his career. He also started serving as a consultant to enthusiasts of classic cars, growing his impact on the automobile sector, however. What really characterized his legacy were the high-stakes, exhilarating chase for antique machinery, and that section is about to happen to the journeys that Sam and Henry Cole took from Cornwall to the north. Far and wide Ireland is searching for vintage motorbikes, tractors, and military automobiles concealed in dusty barns when there was an especially intense moment. When visiting Eddie, a former racer Lester's Roberts collection, where the two argued on the value of the seller of a rare 1962 Greaves Sportsman asked for twice its market value, resulting in a heated discussion that was photographed for a 2016 episode of Leaning on the Shed and Buried Lovegrove. His technical knowledge contended that the state of the bike didn't excuse the price. "I'm not spending a lot of money on a pile of mechanical problems," he said. In the end, they used classic motorcycles. Bought the bike for less money. However, numerous viewers chastised the duo for love-sucking. Grove justified his posture, emphasizing that he was defending the actual worth of antique machinery. The controversy increased the number of watchers. The episode became one of the most notable highlights of a Cornwall property during the 2016 season, filled with dozens of damaged tractors and corroded equipment. Captured the Lovegrove and Cole's attention amid the mess, and Lovegrove as soon as possible found a Ferguson T20 that was untapped potential despite the fact that its engine was almost irreparable. He managed the dismantling and completely repairing the vehicle, eventually turning it into a flawlessly operating device that was subsequently sold at auction for a substantial sum. Converts trash into gold. Cole for profit, stated in a conversation with the Guardian. Episode turned into a high point of the series, solidifying the pair's standing as treasure seekers finding treasures hidden in the dustiest of barns. Another astounding finding in Northern Ireland, Lovegrove's keen sense of a remote Hiddenworth farm, where he and Cole discovered an abundance of military automobiles, such as a Land Rover. Lovegrove is hidden beneath a pile of hay. Noticed its historical significance right away. Importance, pointing out that it had already served. He oversaw a military operation in which he repaired with meticulous preservation original information and elements. That the car was ultimately sold to a collector in 2018 at a premium price, but the original owner charged the undervaluing the Land Rover in order to make a profit. They purposefully minimized the value in order to profit from the farmer, asserted in a conversation with the Belfast Telegraph as Cole spoke the media scandal over Lovegrove kept quiet about the incident that caused contentious discussion about the morality of valuing antique automobiles and whether knowledge was employed to educate or to love, and Cole took advantage of Preston and paid a chat with collector Ray, who has a huge treasure trove that includes vintage motorcycles using vintage gas pumps. Grove was really attracted to a vintage pump. However, the agreement broke down when Ray unanticipated price increase at the final minute. The show caught a rare Lovegrove's moment of annoyance, who left the negotiating table. He declared, "I'm not playing con games." His directness struck a chord with the film crew. Many viewers, but some were critical of him for not being adaptable, but the episode received even more positive ratings, demonstrating the duo's timeless appeal. Vibrant and straightforward attitude to Lovegrove was regularly under pressure from both vendors and consumers, particularly when evaluating rare goods. Just once he discovered a BSA Gold Star in Leicester, in bad shape following a thorough after being restored. The bike sold for many times the initial investment, but a Lovegrove was charged by a local collector with overstating the bike's historical significance to raise the cost. Lovegrove replied in a post on social media, highlighting the fact that all data had supported by extensive research. the controversy didn't harm his legitimacy. In fact, it attracted far more greater focus on the show, highlighting his knowledge and audacity. Grove and Cole's paths toward love weren't limited to locating antique automobiles, in which they were immersed investigations into the history of automobiles, and in one noteworthy incident, they discovered a nestled within a barn in Velocet, Venham, Devon, following a thorough renovation. The bike was displayed at a historic additional motorcycle exhibition, enhancing Lovegrove's standing as an elite specialist in the field. But in 2020, Lovegrove left the shed suddenly and interred, leaving a trail of the mystery of unfulfilled treasure hunts about his absence, which range from health-related rumors to more extensive ones as a tale that has yet to be told and solved. The mystery surrounding his leaving speculation exploded on social media. Sam Lovegrove disappeared from the shed and buried, causing reporters and fans to look for solutions in a viral X post that received hundreds of according to likes. Lovegrove had argued over creative issues with producers' control, despite the lack of hard proof backed up the assertion that Sam would stay, one fan wrote, without providing a compelling explanation. On the sunken forum and shed, contemplating the audience's perplexity and worry over the Sun used the headline to feed the flames, hinting at a covert controversy that lies beneath his departure, but provided scant information, transforming the absence of Lovegrove into a medium. Henry Cole, Lovegrove's intimate obsession, the co-host and pal, didn't say anything for almost 2 years. Growing rumors about some fans alluded to a falling out as tense instances on screen that raised the possibility that Cole had defeated Lovegrove to take control of the Henry and Sam were in the spotlight. They were not motivated by ego, brothers. A member of the team told Motorcycle, dismissing the rumors every week. The silence of the production staff only served to another dispute with the Daily. In 2021, Mirror reported that a potential, perhaps a health catastrophe, was the real cause of Lovegrove's abrupt departure from the pivotal moment occurred in March 2022, when Henry Cole eventually spoke up, and according to Classic Bike magazine, Lovegrove had departed the program because health problems resulting from what appeared to believed to be a benign bug bite. It was an unforeseen circumstance that compelled him to. Cole stepped back and revealed the information. Startled admirers, many of whom had anticipated a more dramatic justification for Lovegrove's abrupt withdrawal from online discussion boards rife with controversy on the gravity of the bite, with others arguing that it was a front for something more profound, like a mental health emergency or a contract contest. A popular post on X even stated that Lovegrove has experienced an uncommon illness without any medical documentation. Were the insect bites ever made public? Explanation sparked doubt because no information regarding the type was given, where the bug bite occurred, or its issues. According to the Express, Lovegrove spent a short time in the hospital, but provided some unreliable sources. However, insiders conjectured that the programs, perhaps the insurance company, put pressure on him to distance himself in order to lessen risk, a concept that the production crew is adamant about. Denied nothing to conceal, a representative told Radio Times that Lovegrove's quiet only made the mystery, since he steered clear of interviews and vanished from social media in a striking contrast to his previous candor. The drama at motorbike events grew more intense in 2023 when the Daily Star published a piece of speculation that Lovegrove had declined to go back to Buried and Shed in annoyance with the new focus and direction of the show from entertainment to restoration, and according to an unnamed source, he felt deceived by the post-2020 modifications, but a representative for the show refuted in a statement to radio the allegation. There's no falling out, the Times says. Simply a matter of preference. Lovegrove did not reply, and his quiet only served to speculation increased as the rumors spread. Stranger and stranger as fans connect, he left due to a personal difficulty, ranging from domestic issues to one conspiracy theory about financial difficulties even linked the notorious X in 2021. Bug bite during a trip abroad, even despite being filmed, Shed and Buried. The craze peaked only in the United Kingdom, when a phony screenshot purporting to be Lovegrove had posted on Twitter, "I will never come," returned, became well known in 2022 before being frankly, people's desperation is insane. Our responses to a comment made by a fan on the official X page of the program, Grove's absence significantly affected Shed and Buried, with the audience's experience a little drop following 2020 to Sam's. The core of the show read was expertise. A fan's post that reflected the general dissatisfaction with the new cast members were introduced, but none were able to compare to Lovegrove's technical proficiency or innate chemistry. With analysts from the coal industry observed that the program had trouble keep its allure by highlighting the Lovegrove had played an indispensable part. Variety stated in 2022 that producers had contemplated starting a spin-off series to relive the enchantment, but the strategy finally failed in spite of the Lovegrove's whirling drama never addressed the rumors, and a quiet removal from the limelight appeared to show a deliberate decision to give priority to privacy that a close friend disclosed in 2022, on which he had been concentrating recuperation and individual endeavors. However, strange details were still hard to find. Bug bite combined with continuous speculation turned Lovegrove into a mysterious character whose life was shed and interred bodies mostly covered in mystery. And will the next chapter be released soon? To discover life in the present, Lovegrove has decided to live a solitary life in Redruth, a tiny Cornwall town distant from the Sam stays out of the spotlight on TV. The drama, all he wants is local tranquility. His silence, the resident told Cornwall Live, has caused some admirers to argue notion that he has abandoned the community that had previously helped him. In motorcycle rider Redruth, Lovegrove repairs shop with a focus on the restoration of historical models such as the he works for Triumph Tiger and BSA Lightning. Alone and hardly ever accepts new customers, as reported by a nearby Mechanic 2023 interview. His workshop has turned into a peaceful location for vintage biking enthusiasts, but Lovegrove persistently declines any kind of the publicity. Family is now the center of in the life of Lovegrove. He lives with his wife and 4 kids in a little house, frequently spotted walking his children in Cornwall to school or going to tiny local I Love Family and motorcycles. According to reports, he said little more than acquaintance based on motorcycle every month in 2022. He stays off social media and completely keeps his private life private. Secret, disappointing fans in their quest for Grove Love updates is steadfastly dedicated to his personal projects combined with restoration craft, maintaining your reputation for respect in the Velocet vintage motorcycle community. He reconstructed Thruxton, which was commended by in 2023. Classic motorcycles will continue to enhancing his standing. He also offers advice for the United Kingdom's The National Motorcycle Museum offers guidance on the maintenance of uncommon models, although he now avoids making public appearances as a sharp contrast to his prominence before. To 2020, Sam would rather work in the background these days. An ex-coworker told the Daily The Legacy of Star Sam Lovegrove, in the world of vintage motorcycles is still rock sturdy, with a large number of fans watching him as a symbol of recovery. That is still his absence has created a discernible gap, and fans of Shed and Buried are still promote his comeback on social media, but he hasn't responded yet. Whether Lovegrove will get back together with Henry Cole, or if his solitary way of existence, it's unclear if this will be his last chapter. Reports that suggest a potential reunion between Shed and Buried and Lovegrove blew up on X in 2023 following a message that went viral and said Henry Cole and his were discussing returning to the post that received hundreds of shares but had no verified source. But optimism was rekindled. Sam and Henry are among the most loyal viewers. The show's core brings him back one that same year, a fan posted on Reddit. Despite the increasing interest in the manufacture, Lovegrove and the team did not comment. remained remarkably quiet for a while. Industry observers conjectured that conflicts over money or schedule conflicts may be barriers, but nothing has been formally verified. That uncertainty merely feeds the flames, so supporters holding on to the hope that one day fans may see the adored pair ride again. Keep supporting the hashtag. Returns Sam to the official Flood channels with comments that are buried and shed, emphasizing the unparalleled chemistry between Cole and Lovegrove. In a 2023 Henry Cole interview with The Guardian, expressed his wish to get back together with his Sam, my lifelong companion, is a close friend. Keep the door open for him at all times. Stated. Although the statement sparked optimism, the absence of any definite pledge from Lovegrove has left a lot of people feeling. Some people who are dubious believe that lingering health problems resulting from the notorious 2020 love is still impacted by insect bites. Grove's choices. According to The Express, that he had been avoiding in 2023 long-term initiatives with a recovery focus. Although there haven't been any medical updates released, the conflict intensified after a post alleged on a motorcycle forum in 2024 Lovegrove had declined to be filmed. Claimed that he said he didn't want to relive the past. Supporters continue to exist. Uplifting tribute films honoring the best moments of the partnership are still being shared. YouTube comments from people like Sam and they must return because Henry is a legend. Reverberating online that legacy with the increasing hope for a new. The chapter now focuses on Sam's love. Decides to abandon or recover. Despite this, he stopped watching TV. Sam Lovegrove made a lasting impression. Inscription from a painstakingly restored vintage machines to his long-term companionship with Henry Cole, who assisted in shaping the shed and buried among a cherished classic even in his retreat. Auto aficionados from the limelight to the legacy of Lovegrove keeps reverberating throughout the show, and the larger group of vintage motorcyclist supporters continue to hope that one day he and Cole will get back together. The following chapter will be written in the Don't Tell the Tale of those ancient, dusty outbuildings.